Greetings, my fellow Dragonborn. A couple days ago, I did a video of the city of Markath. Unfortunately, it didn't quite turn out the way I'd hope. I had the Dragonborn theme played on the Mac while I was walking around the city, and unfortunately, it's not quite the same thing as it being recorded in-game. So we're just outside Lindrel Hall. I dropped off a torch because I don't like carrying more than two, because hey, every bit of stuff counts for weight except for gold and arrows. And last night it was nighttime, the torch lit up, and once the torch is lit it doesn't shut off, which is an intriguing thing. There's a certain lack of light here at night, and well, can I drag it? No. Anyway, just neither here nor there. So, that would be the front of the city, the wall separating the city from the valley. Those are massive dwarven fortifications. As far as I can tell, it's actually solid stone. Just the outside is, worked. And there's, of course, a single passage. So, we live in the nobles area, because we're, after all, a Thane of the city. And that would be the working class area, and just sort of like the in-between area. It's carved out of a valley. I mean, obviously there's certain parts that are added, and it's dwarven, dwarmer as they call it in the game. Even if you did not know that, it has a certain style. I mean, everything is square, straight lines, and when there isn't stone, there's bronze colored, goldish panels. The young lady who's walking away, if I remember correctly, she's a cannibal. The guy selling the meats, so is he. So I don't buy meats in Markath. That's probably one of the local bums. This is a lady you rescue or don't rescue when you first arrive here, precipitating the whole cannibal sideline, or at least I think there's like 2 stories related. This is the general store. Again, like I said, there's a certain style to the doors. Massive stone work with these inlaid doors. It's positively gorgeous. 10:30 in the morning. I still hate the Markath guards, despite the fact they're not trying to kill me. This would be the inn. Yeah, I mean, the exception of the fact that there's a front section that's worked, it's in the rock. I'm taking 2 seconds to go in.
Hands to yourself, sneak thief. Strong drink.
Very much in the style of the ruins. That, there's an entire set of sections that you can explore. And these are standard doors. You find them everywhere in the ruins, everywhere in Markath. So very much like my own dwelling, except a little bit less fancy. It is, after all, an inn. Big fireplace. I'm happy that the innkeeper and his wife are not bickering while I'm visiting. They are so freaking annoying.
My mother and father yell a lot. Always have.
Yep, you're right. Alright, this is definitely the lower or poor quarters. That would be the silver mine, operated by a certain clan who, well, forgive me being blunt, but they're a bunch of assholes.
What do you need?
It's a mine slash prison. These are workers who work the smelting area. There's a dead guy. Not sure what his story is. Don't recognize him. Oh, Oh, okay. He maybe not be a dead guy, but he probably wishes he is. That is the Warrens. It's again, it's everything is under rock. I mean, yes, that may have been added. That may have been quarried somewhere else when they, but everything is inside the mountain. That would be the poor quarters, the Warrens. There's 6 apartments. An apartment is being very generous. It's a room. Now, this is the one exception to the poor section of the poor quarters. I don't know if they're actually high enough to be in the merchant section, but it's the blacksmith. The wheel actually turns this dwarven device, but I have no idea what it actually does. And we're under a mountain. We're in a cliff face. The upper part is called the Underkeep because, well, literally you're under the mountain. Just above here is 2 temples. Oh, and yes, guard tower. The guard tower is fairly high. I don't make a habit of going in there. Again, still quite leery about Markath guards. But let's go, not so much have a look inside, but have a look at the view. Yeah, so from the tower you cover the approach to the city. And picture trying to get an army into that. You know, you have to go up the valley. There's a very small, short dirt ramp. Well, it's very easy to put a bunch of stone blocks right where my cursor is and put a wooden palisade between the 2 towers and just rain arrows down on the approaching army, and then you fall back, and then they have to go through that. Yeah. Which, of course, I presume you can actually have people in the top of those structures, again, firing arrows and dropping rocks on the bad guys. And, yeah, people firing arrows down into that valley. It's insane. Lindroll Hall is right dead in front. That's the house of some petty noble. That would be the gentry quarters, and that's the market down there. So yeah, the blacksmith is just above the poor quarters, somewhat below the marketplace. Kind of hard to say. It's so this is the temple de Bella, who is the goddess of beauty and love and all that wonderful romantic stuff, and she is always portrayed
The sisters
this
are
way.
communing with Debella. They can't be disturbed.
Yeah.
You'll
I
have
get
to
that.
come back another time.
And the only time I recall that you're in this temple part of the storyline is some guy offers you a drink at the inn at White Run. You get shit-faced, you come here and defile the temple. One hell of a drinking binge if you cover several hundred miles. And you end up being bequested by the priestess of Debella to do things to pay back the goddess for your insults. Suffice to say, it's been 5 years. I don't kind of rough on the details. But yes, avoid people offering you free drinks. Never works out well in video games or in real life. That would be the Silver Clan's treasury. I happen to have the key because I killed their leader. They don't know. Haha. Or if they know, they're very happy he's dead and are not saying anything about it. One of these days I'm going to have to go in there at night and just clean the place out. Shrine of Talos. For those of you who don't play the game, he is the first of the emperors of the Septim line, thus the S in Talos. And he is revered by the Nords, the people of Skyrim, as a god. He is the only god who was not a god right off the bat. The elves are positively freaked out about that. They're not happy. It's the source of tension between the elves and the humans of Skyrim. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the average Joe among the elves couldn't care less one way or the other. Just the upper crust. Unfortunately, humans are more spread out through their disdain of elves, but it's not consistent or as rigid as the elves' disdain of the worshippers of Talos. So, yeah. I don't know if there's any follow-up on that and any other of the
I'm gonna be a silversmith one day, like my mother and
Elder
father.
Scrolls stories. So, back to visiting the city. That would be the Underkeep. Yeah. It's massive. There's a whole bunch of sections. Well, I don't think you want to explore because what are you doing to Jarl's private pantry? Probably doesn't go well if you're saying, oh, I'm just exploring and having a look.
There's a small skeever den just east of the city.
Yeah, and I've never found the damn skeever den just east of the city. Thank you. Alright, so just above the blacksmith's place is this, which is a bar. And up here, two things. One, this is part of the dungeon. And this is another part of the dungeon, the Hall of the Dead. Basically, it's a mausoleum. Already cleared both of those out, but I haven't cleared out the one that's behind the keep. There's an entire dwarven city. Last time I played the game, despite the fact that I had bounties on my head, I couldn't show myself in town without getting myself attacked. I would literally fast travel here, fight the guards all the way to the entrance of the dwarven city, and basically pile as much stuff as I could, emerge, run like a madman out until I got clear of the city, and therefore could fast travel again. Did I mention I really, really hate the city guards in Markath? They're a bunch of assholes. But yeah, fresh water. It's a spectacular view. I mean, there's a certain uniqueness to the city. I mean, Whiterun is Whiterun, but there's a certain commonality to the various small
Lightly
villages
armored means light on your feet. Smart.
throughout Skyrim, but there's nothing like Markath anywhere else except dwarven ruins. So while it is a human city, it is built in pre-existing buildings, and it is gorgeous. My own personal biases notwithstanding. Oh, with those humble words, I leave you, my fellow Dragonborn. Oh, wait a minute. I should just have a quick look downstairs to see what it looks like from outside. Sorry, inspiration struck. I should have thought about that earlier. Greetings, market people. So, massive doors. Oh, yeah, to answer the question. Yeah. You... Oh, you're a guard at the city of Markath. You have all these positions. Well, it wouldn't be just one guard, it'd be dozens of them. Oh, interesting. Did not know that. It was here. Uh-oh. There's definitely... Well, that's quite the weakness. While there should be a grill inside, there should be a grill outside. So yes, Another fighting position. Well, not so much a fighting position, but a lookout tower. Although I suppose you can just put wooden palisade and so stables, because you really can't bring horses into the city. There's a little side quest involving pooches. So this would be, you know, sort of the dwarven city above ground to be able to interact and sell stuff to humans and elves. Way back when. The dwarves have completely disappeared from Skyrim. But yeah. Yeah, you're an army. You have almost no space to maneuver. And, you know. And yeah, there's the guard tower up there. Complete dominance. Now, of course, what I just said is ultimately irrelevant because there are dragons and wizards. Now, there's no such thing as rock to mud in this game, but in D&D, yeah, it's like, as long as you can get the wizard close enough to cast a spell, you know, the whole front of the fortress just melts away. Now, I had started going to have a look up here. Let's... Oh, hello,
I
guard.
used to be an adventurer like you. And I took an arrow in the knee.
They all took arrows to the knee.
Favor the bow, eh? I'm a swordman myself.
Okay, I was wondering if there's some way to get into the hill overlooking the valley. Oh, don't like this at all. This is definitely a weakness. So yeah, that's the... So yeah, that's the city of Markath. Oh, one last location. This fellow here is a vigilant of Sendar. They're a bunch of religious people who fight Daedra. Daedra being the equivalent of demons. And this is an abandoned dwelling. It's abandoned because, well, the owner made a mistake in making a deal with a Daedra. It probably ate him. And I'm avoiding that guy like the plague because I don't want to start that quest. It's very frigging annoying. There's only two options. You either hand over the priest of some other Daedra to the Daedra that's laired there and he gets tortured for thousands of years. Or you kill him and thus foil the Daedra, but one way or the other you're on this guy's radar. And that's not good. Anyway, I have business with the blacksmith, so we'll leave you to it.